So for this assignment, my main goal was to improve my confidence in public interviews and also making professional contacts. I began by collecting research on areas such as women in sports, student mental health and artificial intelligence, so I had a range of topics to discuss. Next, I decided which topic would be most suitable for each artefact. For my audio package, I used the topic of importance of local community groups, in particular theatre. I set up an interview with the Saints Dramatic Society and the interview actually went really well. I gained a lot of relevant information, however the audio turned out echoey due to the room that we were filming in. However, I managed to normalise the audio through Audition and also used other effects to make the audio much clearer. And I also added Atmos to give the listener a feel for the atmosphere. For my audio Vox Pops, I interviewed the Netball Society to get their perspective on women in sports. However, many of them ended up having a pretty similar opinion, and therefore next time I would definitely ask a bit more of a variety of people to get different perspectives on the subject. Next was my video Vox Pops. I decided to do it on why students' mental health has decreased. And when going around campus, I found that the element of being videoed often put people off as they found it was quite intimidating. However, I went out on multiple occasions and therefore gained many good responses, and also my confidence in Vox Pops and asking people to be in my Vox Pops has increased. I found this was the area I originally struggled in most. For my audio two-way, I interviewed the arts lecturer Louise Atkins to ask about how the AI is affecting the arts industry, and this was actually one of my first professional interviews that I conducted, so I was definitely quite nervous. However, I asked relevant and open-ended questions to get the content that I needed, but it was an online interview and therefore the audio quality was not the best, but once again I post-produced it in Audition just to clarify it a little bit more. So finally was my video two-way, and I decided to discuss the topic of how technology has actually caused quite a lot of job loss recently. I spoke to Bob Tomlinson, who was a graphic designer and has been for about 40 years, to discuss how the industry has changed, and I found his perspective really interesting because he actually spoke quite negative on the topic of technology, as he used to do more kind of physical illustrations and about how those artists have been pushed out of jobs now. I used the DJI mics to ensure that the audio was clear, and an LED light and 2 of the Gorilla tripods with phones on to get different angles, and so it looked professional. So as I've said for a few of my audios, the quality, or there was background noise, and originally I wasn't quite sure how to use Audition in that sense, so I asked the technician Vanessa for help, and she made me feel a lot more confident in how to use Audition and what the best ways to go about it are. And I also got some advice about what the best microphones were to use for going out and interviewing people, as well as recording, say, the links for my audio packages as well. I'll be able to use a lot of the skills that I have learned in this module through my development in the industry. One specific skill that I have learned is definitely my presenting voice. I find that now when I'm conducting interviews or talking in Vox Pops, etc., my voice is a lot clearer, I use a lot less filler words, and I also don't stutter or mumble as much. And this will come in handy with portraying myself as a professional, and also if I go into any news presenting, and once again doing interviews and Vox Pops in the professional field. So overall, this module has helped me a lot with my professional practice. I feel more confident in post-production, especially using software like Audition and Premiere Pro, which is widely used in the industry. It also increased my social skills, approaching people to ask them to be in my Vox Pops, as well as learning how to conduct myself in a professional manner with interviews and general practices such as asking permission to film and also filming on location.